Hello, my name is Glenn Monroe, and I'm recording this video because my son's iTunes account was hacked, and when I contacted them, they didn't care. Now, I did get some resolution by the end of this, but it's an important ride, I think, worth sharing. My son had an iTunes account, he has an iPod Touch, and we're a family of people who use all the Apple devices, from pads to phones to touches to nanos. We get it. Well, my son had an iTouch that he wasn't using. We got him some gift cards to give him a chance to shop, buy his own stuff. He had $85 sitting in an account that he wasn't using. He bought one 99-cent song, but that was it. So $84.01 sitting in there. Then finally he decided he's just starting to get back into it now. He's in his teens. And so he wanted to go buy Gangnam Style. So it goes on, but his account had been reset for security reasons, probably due to lack of inactivity. We were never given a reason why. But his account had been reset. So I went to get it unlocked. But before I did that, what I decided to do was take a screen picture to make sure in case when they locked it, they deleted the account. I wanted to make sure he got his money back. And so I did that. And when I come back, or after getting the account reset, he had $4.28 or something like that sitting in the account. So $80 basically was missing. I told him, don't worry, I'll contact Apple, get this all straightened away. We'll get your money back. Not a problem. I mean, it's Apple. This is a reputable company. So he bought Gangnam Style. So be it. Well, I do some checking into it, looking at his iTunes account, and while I'm trying to get a hold of them, I was told that, sorry, all sales were final, and we couldn't get it. So I took a look at his purchases. He hadn't spent the money. I could see in his purchases he hadn't done it. I could see that he had only one computer activated on the account, and he hadn't done any purchases through his iPod device or anything there, because when you make a purchase on a device, whether iPod, iPhone, iPad, doesn't matter, it'll show you purchase made on the left-hand side. So you can only have one device attached to one account. So it wasn't made on any device. No purchases were made on the account as I could see, and it's the only computer activated for that account. I take a look into his account history, though, and there I found that two purchases went through on February the 23rd. Now, this is September 14th, I'm discovering this. But on February 23rd, two purchases went through, both for a Korean app. I believe I might be getting the wrong country. Maybe it's Thailand, Japan, I'm not sure. But this app went through, and in that there were two in-app purchases, one for $20, one for $50, less a penny, plus taxes. So $79.08 was the amount that was taken. So I contact iTunes and say, wait a second, something's wrong here. So I report a problem, and I get a case number, and so I'm dealing with somebody there, but I'm not having much luck. So I try to find a phone number. Well, good luck trying to find that. Apple doesn't have phone numbers. You can't, heaven forbid you want to talk to somebody. Well, through hunting, I was able to find a number, and I get a hold of this guy. He's the VP of IT for International or something like that, and he's talking to me, and he's getting the issue, so he's trying to contact them, but he doesn't have a phone number to call. This is Apple. They make iPhones, but they have no phone numbers internally because you can't talk to somebody if you have a problem. That's what email's for. So I'm rebutting the story back and forth saying, my son didn't buy this, his account was hacked. And they're saying, sorry, all sales final, here's our terms and conditions. Well, there was no sale. I said I have screenshots to show you. A sale was not made here. The account was hacked. I need the money back. And they kept coming back, sorry, terms and conditions. Here's the terms and conditions. Read that instead. That'll solve your problem. Well, in terms and conditions, when you read it, apparently once you put a gift card in, they're not responsible for actually keeping the balance there. If the balance gets robbed on you, well, too bad for you. You have to put the amount in there to use it, but if they just lose it, that's on you. And that's what I got. That's what I got back from them. So that's not acceptable to me. I asked for the boss's name and phone number. I receive an email because, again, you can't talk to a person. So now I've gone from Gina to Frank, and I'm dealing with Frank. Frank's somebody. Can't get a name or number. And so he keeps coming back, sorry, all sales final. Would you like a couple of song credits and video rentals to compensate you? It's like, no, I want $80. How he gets it back doesn't matter to me. That he gets it back is what's important. So I said, send him some gift cards. They couldn't do that. That was not part of how they'd handle it. They said there's no way, no how they could possibly put a credit in the system for something this late. We took too long to report it. Now, I've told them that the 8401, because my son wasn't using the account, was still there. So anytime you look at the screen, because you're watching a video or something we already had through my iTunes account, the 8401 was showing, so there's no reason there. The system never sent a receipt, which I made them aware of, and I verified my son's account to look for deleted items, and he has deleted items in there, but nothing from iTunes. So no receipt, no visual knowledge that this happened, no reason he wasn't using the account. So why would he check it? Do you have a gift card in your pocket? If you happen to have a gift card, do you keep calling the company that the gift card is for to make sure that nobody else went in and robbed that money from you? Well, apparently with Apple, that's what you're supposed to do, is keep checking the account in case the money's gone, because they're not responsible for it. So that's completely unacceptable. I do hunt further and further, and I came across, in Markham, Ontario, I came across in the Apple store a customer service manager, which wasn't easy. There was no options. I zeroed out and asked for a customer service manager. I got Caitlin. She was fantastic in dealing with. She sat because she got it. She repeated it back to me. It sounded like I was talking to Disney. It was a very positive experience, but no resolution. So 3 weeks have passed now from the initial instance here. I'm back and forth, and Frank's saying, you know what, it's unfortunate. We're sorry this has happened. But, I'd make an exception in your case, but there's no way we can put a credit in the system. What company on this planet can't give a credit to a customer who got robbed through their system? I don't know what company that can't do that. I'm a company owner. I can do it. Anybody can give a credit to anybody if they want to. They just didn't want to. They need their $100 billion in the account. So that wasn't happening. I gave Caitlin a final call. It's like, look, I'm just done. I'm ready to go to the press at this point or something. And she comes back to me and says, I've checked into it, checked with her superiors. She couldn't do anything to give me the credit. She couldn't give me gift cards, but she would give me something from the Apple store to make to compensate, which is more than I wanted. I only wanted the $80 back, but she ended up giving my son a 4th gen iPod Touch. So a $200 device. He's happy. As an Apple person, I'm happy because now I feel I can use the account again. We've been compensated. I'm not crying for compensation here. I don't want anything more from Apple other than this. One, make it easier for people to get a hold of you when something goes wrong. The app that this issue happened with is still available, and based on comments, the issue is still occurring. It's still going on. Fix the holes there and let people talk to you. That's what I want from Apple. That's it. I want to be able to solve it and know that they got my back. And for you, the viewer, if you have your iTunes account pointing at your bank, think again. If you have it pointing at a Visa, you might want to check your Visa statements more often to see what happens, because you may not make a purchase but still lose money. And for me, I'm buying iTunes gift cards in small denominations and watching my account regularly. I am still an Apple guy. I hope for better. I hope they'll come around and fix these holes. But that's my rant. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.